Hey everyone, my name's Jack Kavanagh. I'm from County Meath, and Spinal Injuries Ireland have asked me to put together a video for the community to share some ideas. Now, there's a couple of reasons for that. The first reason is that I am a healthcare professional, I am a pharmacist. The second reason is that I am a coach, so I speak and coach a lot about well-being, about human potential, and about resilience. And I also have a spinal cord injury. So in 2012, I had a C5, so I broke my neck diving into water, spinal cord injury, and I have about 15% muscle function, so my shoulders, my biceps, and my wrists. Now, I'm going to talk through some very basic health advice and practicalities for managing yourself and ourselves through what is going to be a very uncertain time, but how we can control some things within that uncertainty. And the second piece I'm going to do is around your general well-being. So from a health perspective, now more than ever it's important to be managing our health and well-being. Basic health principles apply now more than ever. So this stuff is simple, but it doesn't mean that everyone is doing it. So what you want to be doing is ensuring that you're getting adequate hydration. So you want to be drinking a minimum of 2 litres of water a day. So for example, I have a water bottle just here, and I have 4 of those filled on my desk in the morning, and I will get through all of those today, at least all of those, and I'll probably refill them once or twice as well. So you want to be getting at least 2 litres of water in, and the reason for that is if you think of your body as made up of all the cells that it's made up of, each cell is like a filter, and the more water you pour through the filter, the more it cleans out and operates well. So you want the cells in your body to be operating really well, and you keep them flushed out and operating that way by being well hydrated. The second thing you do to make sure that your cells are operating well is to ensure that you have the best diet you possibly can. Now, that simply involves eating as much fruit and vegetables as you possibly can. Really, now is not the time to be gorging on sweets and things as much as possible. Leave them as a treat to maybe once a day or once every couple of days if you can. Try to get your good nutrition in before you turn to that stuff. So they're basic things. The flip side of that is something that people often don't consider, and that's the sleep that you're getting. Because sleep allows your body to repair. It has massive effects on your immune system, for the benefit if you're getting good sleep. And if you're not getting good sleep, it has massive influence as well, because it really hinders your body's capacity to repair itself and to heal. So what you want to be doing is building a really normal routine for yourself as much as possible. So getting up at the same time you would usually get up at, going to bed at the same time you would usually go to bed at, trying to turn off media and your phones and screens a little bit before you go to bed. And all of this is in an effort to make sure that you maintain good habits, because it's so easy when people are at home to watch Netflix all night, and then you have a terrible sleep and you wake up exhausted the next day and you end up sleeping in till the middle of the day, and you're completely out of whack, and it's not just that you feel out of whack, your whole internal body systems are out of whack as well. So maintaining good routines as much as you can is really important. Hygiene is essential. Hygiene is essential, and look, it always has been essential, but now during these times we need to pay particular attention to it. So some people within the community will have healthcare assistants or personal assistants coming in to help them, as I do, in the mornings and at night, and maintaining that that relationship is going to be really important for the next couple of weeks and months. If you don't require that support, your own hygiene and that of the people around you is essential as well. So look, what are the steps we can take? You've all heard it. Proper hand washing, so 20 seconds minimum of warm soapy water. Use antibacterial, although it's not as effective against a virus, but you can use that afterwards. But hand washing is really, really important. Making sure that your healthcare assistants, personal assistants, and you are doing it at the beginning of the day, as soon as they walk into your room, your apartment, your home, wherever they are coming to meet you, that they do it as soon as they walk in, that they wear gloves if you have access to them, that you and them wear masks if you can get them, but that's not essential, and that they respect personal space. So you've all heard about social distancing, and it's really essential that people respect personal space. So if you need assistance with something, yes, that requires close physical contact, but that the person steps away as quickly as possible after assisting you. And you want to be leaving ideally about 2 meters between people. If anybody reports in as being sick or unwell, it's best to avoid contact with them if at all possible. Now it's important as well to think about how you manage the relationship with your family or spouse or friends, depending on where you might be living, or if you're in a communal environment, that you're maybe being respectful of space with others as well. So as much as possible, staying away from people who are out and about and in contact with lots of people all the time. Maybe you've people in your family that are healthcare workers or working in the supermarkets at the moment, and they are out on the front line. So trying to avoid contact or close proximity with them, as tough as it is, it's going to be really important. Now, the reality is that about half the population, if not more, will likely contract COVID-19 over the next number of months to a year. And for most people, they have very mild symptoms. They've very mild symptoms. I'm speaking to my friends who are doctors and things like that, and they're seeing patients, and I'm reading all the research online, and from what we know, most people have very mild symptoms. About 20% of people require hospitalization, and of that percentage, a small number require intensive support. And so what you want to do is just to make sure that you give yourself every chance of being in the best health you can be, just in case you do pick it up. Now, there's no need to be overly concerned, because most people make a really good recovery, but everybody, the same advice applies to people with spinal injuries as applies to anybody, in that managing our health and well-being now is going to give us every chance we can to fight this, as individuals and as a collective. Remember, these steps are not just for you, but they're for the people around you and for the community at large. It's really important as well to make sure that you are well aware of the stocks and supplies that you have in terms of your healthcare supplies. So if you need catheters, if you need leg bags, if you need Inco sheets, if you need medications, make sure that you have your monthly supplies. Pharmacies just aren't in a position to be giving more than the normal supply out to people, and so it's going to be just important to make sure that you're keeping your monthly supplies and that you're ordering well in advance of when you need them, to give pharmacies who are under just massive pressure the best opportunity to get you your supplies on time. So what I might do is stop this video I'll continue with the same video actually. So then if we look at our well-being on a bigger scale, there's 4 key areas. So There's our mental health, our physical health, our emotional health, and our spiritual health. With our mental health, this is a time of huge uncertainty, and a lot of people are very nervous and upset, and understandably so. But a huge amount of that gets fed from being on the phone all day, having the radio on all day, watching the news all day. And that maybe doesn't serve people the best. So yes, it's important to check in and stay up to date, maybe once or twice a day, but be sure to step away from it as well, or roll away from it, I should say, and keep your distance, because it's very easy to go into a negative thought spiral if you're caught up in it all the time. So some ideas for managing your mental health during this time is to get a pen and paper or a journal if you have one, and to start writing down the things that are worrying you. And what you can actually do in that process is think of it as though you're transferring the worries into the paper. It's a simple exercise, but it works quite well. And when you take the worries out of your head, you will often see that most of those things are things you don't have control of. And so then you can redirect your attention towards the things that you do have control over. So whether that is doing something creative, whether that's getting some exercise, whether that means spending time with people that you care about. The second thing that is going to be important during this time is to develop some sort of a practice to calm your mind. And that comes maybe in the form of journaling, as I mentioned, checking in with yourself, maybe through box breathing. So box breathing, you can think of it really simply as drawing a box. So you breathe in for 2 to 4 seconds, and that draws one line of the box. So I'm going to hold then for 4 seconds, 2 to 4 seconds, and that draws the bottom of the box. I'm going to breathe out for 2 to 4 seconds, and that draws another line of the box. And then I'll breathe in, then hold again. So breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold, breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold, breathe in. And that's called box breathing. It's really, really simple technique, and you can use, and people find it really easy. Some people, if they can only manage to breathe in for 2 seconds, you do that, and hold for 2 seconds. Some people can do 6 seconds. It depends on your lung capacity. And that will very quickly calm you down. There's loads and loads of meditation apps, Insight Timer, Headspace, Calm, Wake Up. All of these kind of places are good to go for meditation. If people are more interested in breath work, you can look at Wim Hof. He has an app, and Pat Divilly actually has a good video describing the technique on YouTube, and I find that really, really effective. So that is some ideas just to calm our minds in the area of mental health. The second area is our physical health. So whilst people are being encouraged and should be isolating themselves as much as possible and social distancing, the thing is we still can get outside, we still can get exercise. Try to stay away from people as much as you can, but getting fresh air, getting exercise, moving the body as much as you can is going to be essential during this time. So whether that means going out and rolling the shoulders and punching the air, or whether your capacity is to go out and just breathe the fresh air, maybe it's going for a long push if you can do that, or if you've got access to some home gym equipment, anything like that. But make sure to get into a habit of moving your body during this time as much as you can. Get into good habits early during this period, because it could go on for quite a while. And moving your body will release all the feel-good endorphins. It will help you to sleep better, and getting outside will help you to sleep better because the natural light affects your circadian rhythm, which helps to regulate your sleep. It also is if you can get near nature, so much research there to show that being near nature and out in the outdoors has positive effects for our mental health as well as our physical health. So these are basic things, but they don't cost anything, and we can do them very easily. So that's the mental health, the physical health. The third piece is the emotional health. And look, during this time, people's emotions are going to be frayed at times. Sometimes you'll be very calm, sometimes you'll be on edge, sometimes you'll be upset, and sometimes you'll be there for others. And that's exactly what this is about. It's about creating environments for yourself and others where it's okay to share what you're going through. This time of uncertainty, one of the ways we can get certainty is by expressing how we are managing with it and sharing that with others. So pick up the phone. Our emotional connection and need for human connection has not gone away. So pick up the phone to people, get on Skype, get on video calls, do whatever you need to do to stay in touch with people, and ask people with genuine curiosity how they're doing. What are they doing to stay well? What are they doing to cope? Tell them your news, keep them up to date, and be sure to listen as well, because it's a two-way street. Everybody's in this together. The last, and so look, that means celebrating the highs and the lows of people. The last piece is the spiritual health, and that looks different for everybody. Some people, that is being involved with something religious, like a religion or a religious community. For others, some sort of faith. For others, it's they believe in universal energy and connectedness. For other people, it will be a fundamental belief in the goodness of human beings. And others, spiritual element will be nature or being part of a group bigger than themselves. Maybe it's a local club or team. Maybe it's a volunteering service that they're involved with. But it's knowing that they're part of something bigger is essentially the essence of what the spirit is, and a spiritual element is about. And connecting to that thing that is a bit bigger than you. And the reason that we do that is that connecting to something bigger than ourselves gives us hope in a time where we might not feel that ourselves. And that can't be underestimated. So I'm available to anybody if they want to check in. If you want have any questions, drop me a line. You can get me on any of the social media accounts at Jack Kavanagh, IRL for Ireland. So Jack Kavanagh, Kavanagh with a K, IRL. And I'd be delighted to hear from you. It's going to be an interesting time. The world will never be the same, and despite all of that, so many of us will come out of this so much stronger. We'll come out of it more grounded, more connected, more in touch with the essence of what it is to be human, what it is to be healthy, a better appreciation for people and those around us, and for all the things that we do have. So I will leave you with that, and thank you to Spinal Injuries Ireland for asking me to do that. Any questions people might have, please do reach out. I am a healthcare professional, so if you have any questions on that regard, please let me know. And day-to-day living with spinal injury, anything like that as well, on how I'm managing myself, give me a shout. reach out to me and I'd be delighted to help. So take care, everyone, and I will chat to you soon. Cheers.